Russ.
Hi, mate.
What are we doing today?
Hello and welcome back to Foxy TV, episode 207. This week we're discussing bad or difficult access at jobs. So tough staircases, steep driveways, elevators, all of that fun stuff. It's something we come across quite often in home staging, as you would imagine. So today we're going to hear from Jake on how we go about planning for these types of jobs. Over the top of Jake speaking, I'm going to show you some footage from a job that certainly fits that description. Let's quickly hear from Russ on the way to that job, and then we'll go to Jake.
We're just driving down the Gold Coast, Matt. We've got Em and Georgia in the car with us. We're just going to pick up a van that we need to ferry all the furniture under an apartment block because we can't get the truck under there for some reason. Maybe a lot of clearance or something. So we're all heading down now. We've got 2 hours to smash it out, so we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, so when we talk about tricky access, bad access, there's a few different versions of that for us. So, and we've probably seen all of them at this point. So we talk about actually getting furniture into the house as tricky access. Sometimes if we have narrow doorways, if we have a internal staircase that might be tricky getting some of the furniture like our mattresses or a sofa up the stairs. Sometimes it might mean that we have to park, it's an apartment building, we have to park in a loading dock and we have to walk it through a car park or just a bit of a distance from where the truck can park to where we need to go. Elevator jobs, we sometimes class as tricky access, although they're not so much tricky as they are slow. And then we've even had some where we have to park in a loading dock, and to get the furniture to the elevator, some of the building managers or the body corporate rules are that we can't actually walk our furniture through the car park. We have to have a ute or a van. So we unload a truck into a van, drive it to the elevator and unload it and go up the elevator from there, and it's got to keep going back and forth. So I guess we're talking about all of those things. In terms of what we do as a business,
I'm going to cut Jake off there just briefly to show you some footage from an install which had a steep driveway. We're going to hear from Kirsten, who was the lead stylist on that job, and then we'll go back to Jake to finish today's topic.
So we had this beautiful big house here in Mount Cravat, but as you can see, not an ideal driveway for the house. So we did get one of the trucks up, the M1 up, just to the start of the steps there. Couldn't get it up much further. We weren't allowed on any of the new concrete either, so you had to be mindful of that. And then unloaded that truck, and when the second truck came in, we couldn't really get it up as far. It got probably to this first line because it's a bit lower than the M1, so just had to carry it from there. But luckily we had a lot of boys on site to do so.
in terms of what we do as a business, from a logistical point of view or from a timing point of view to be aware or to kind of combat or be ready for those things, make those days and those installs a little bit easier. Firstly, the furniture selection matters. So, and Phoebe and the team that does the furniture selections, they are aware of the access generally before we go in. So if we know it's going to be, say, there's a narrow stairwell or something where one of our bigger, chunkier sofas can't fit, we make sure that we don't select those. We pick the slimline ones or the ones where if we really have to, we can take the feet off to kind of squeeze them in. We look at what access we have so for instance, there's been a job where we accidentally did, or we didn't know that the staircase was as narrow as what it was. The big chunky sofa that we took didn't fit up the stairwell, so we ended up finding the second access over the balcony, and we got multiple people to help lift that and do it safely. So we're always looking at, firstly the furniture that goes in, and not only from the example I gave them was the slim sofa. We're also looking at the lighter pieces of furniture. Some of our bigger, heavier coffee tables or buffets we don't take if it's going to go up the stairs. We also talk about personnel and who we put on the trucks and on the jobs. So if it's something where we have a steep driveway, for instance, a long steep driveway, it's going to take us quite a while to get all the furniture up, we'll send extra people. We'll make sure that truck has 3 guys in it instead of the 2 that we would normally send. We often get somebody like Cody or Sean in the marketing team to come out as an extra set of hands because they can help get all the furniture in, and then they can also do their filming and get extra content while they're there. So we're looking at that. We also sometimes have extra stylists because some of the light bits of furniture are easy to get in. It just takes time to go up and down a big hill. So things like the linen bags or the small bedside tables or the artwork, just having an extra stylist on site as well as the extra person in the truck can make that go a lot faster. And then I guess the other one that I mentioned, the elevator job, sometimes that's just about training, making sure that the guys know the most efficient way to get those jobs done in a way that we're not waiting for the elevator to come up and down. We're not having people sitting at the bottom kind of standing around waiting for the other guys while they're up the top. You know, we communicate really well, or we aim to, and we kind of go in with a plan so that we're not wasting time waiting in those sort of jobs. So there's a number of things that go into it. We're definitely, like we said, we feel like we've seen most of the different types of tricky access jobs at this point, so we have a plan for all of them. We do training, but at the end of the day, sometimes it's as simple as, guys, this one's not going to be fun, let's suck it up and get on with it. But that's what we do.
That is it for episode 207 of Foxy TV. Thanks so much for watching. If you have any questions or things you'd like to see in future episodes, just let us know in the comments or send us a message. Otherwise, we'll see you back here next week.